we say this story happened a long, long time ago, back when the Great Turtle Island was brand new. And that is what the Haudenosaunee people call this place that we live on. We call it the Great Turtle Island. It comes from our story of creation, how the whole world got to be here.
The most important thing about storytelling to me is that it's a positive image of Native American people.
If you look at a particular culture's stories, it's really a window into that culture. Many of the stories I share were around way before books.
When I sit for human beings, I go pick up giant boulders and trees and hurl them at them. Then I'll go to land, tear to pieces everything I can find.
You truly bring those stories to life, and you allow your audience to be part of that story.
This is now the 21st century. People are making tapes of stories, videoing stories, publishing stories, which can be read at any time.
I think there was the wrong idea that storytelling was part of the past, that now we have modern technology and we can leave all that behind. Quite frankly, storytelling goes on every day, and our stories move with us as we move along.
I was starting to tell stories when I was about 4 or 5 years old. Now, what does that mean? It means that when my parents would ask me, Trudy, why would you do that? Why did you fight with your sister? I told them a story. They said, why are you late coming home from school? You didn't come straight home from school. I told them a story. Why didn't you do your homework? I told them a story. And it was my grandmothers that explained that that was not the role of storytelling.
That story was told and passed from generation to generation, just as I pass it on to you, to remind you of many things. It is always good to listen, and it is never good to judge someone by the way they appear on the outside, for who knows what strength they hold in their mind, in their heart.
My grandfather was probably one of the best known storytellers among the Iroquois people. All kinds of legends and just tons and tons of stories. But this one story I'm going to tell you is actually a true story that happened to my grandfather.
There's some stories that contain our government, our political thought, our spiritual beliefs are intertwined within those stories. And so for older folks, it's good for them too. But it's really for the younger folks, younger kids, so that they have a good perspective on why they're here on this earth.
The story starts out with a great creature traveling down the Quinettucook. Now this creature is one of the Awaasak, one of the four-legged ones. But this creature is not like a usual four-legged. This creature is the size of a mountain. And this giant creature, swimming its way down the Quinettucook, down that long river, stops and walks out of the water and walks around a place where the land is flat, where there's very fresh water, where there's good food growing. It walks around that place and it says, this is a good place. Here I will make my home. If I stand here on the grounds of the Saratoga Performing Arts Center and tell you that this beautiful Performing Arts Center was built here, but it destroyed the springs that were here. It moved this one, so it now shoots out of a wall and out of a rusty pipe instead of out of the ground, which is what it did for millennia. That this beautiful place called Donderaga, the Vale of Springs, had to be destroyed to put in a Performing Arts Center. And that's a story that needs to be told.